Hello, it's Veronica with the Crafty Oasis. Today you're going to join me in my kitchen as I prep Thanksgiving dinner. And as I go through the process, just let me know what you and your family made, and happy Thanksgiving. So we're starting off with making the pie crust. I made 2 pumpkin pies. Originally I was going to make a regular pumpkin pie and then a special pumpkin pie with walnut crust and no sugar for my husband. But he decided that he's not going to do a super strict lifestyle change right now. He had some major health issues a couple months ago, and so that resulted in different complications, and so he's really trying to be better about what he eats, and also he's on a very low sodium and almost no sodium restriction, so everything that I made, actually I didn't put salt, which is unusual for me because I like to have salt. I feel like I have a sodium deficiency myself, and I don't oversalt my food, but it does add that nice extra flavor. But I was able to actually achieve the flavor with all the spices and herbs that I used for the pie and then the turkey, so I'm grateful for that. And throughout this video, you'll see my whole family. I'm married and I have 3 children. So when you're a mom, when you're a parent in the kitchen, the whole family gravitates towards you. And so you'll see my daughter, she's giving our dog treats, and my husband comes in to help me and probably gets a drink or a glass of water. And then you'll see my 2 boys. My youngest, he comes in and helps me make the pie filling. And then my 8-year-old will be in a minute so that I can play counselor with him as well and help him work through some of his feelings. And I just love it because that's just the way it is, and I'm excited to have them there, and they're the reason that I'm making this whole meal. And crust-digitation. So my daughter, she actually said that while I was baking the pie, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's brilliant, instead of prestidigitation. So crust-digitation, there you go. I have my 2 balls of dough for the pie crust made, and I'm rolling it out. And I ended up making 1 pie crust significantly smaller. It doesn't matter how many times I've made crust. I've made crust for 20 years now, but my crust, it always turns out a little bit puny. And so my edges are never beautifully fluted or decorated. But you know what? It was done, and they enjoyed it, and that's what matters. Okay, so now I'm popping the pie crust in the oven. Those guys had to pre-bake before I added the pumpkin pie filling. And we've got my little helper in the kitchen. He is helping me make the pumpkin pie filling, and he loves to be in the kitchen. He loves to help. They all do. My daughter is, I consider her a baker extraordinaire, and she just turned 15. She's already mastered creme brulee, and I just feel like it's one of her natural gifts that has been nurtured over the years. I started baking chocolate chip cookies with her from probably younger than my son, who's 3. And it's just so fun to have them in the kitchen with me, and then, teaching them fractions and weight and things like that in a non-intimidating manner. So he's having a blast with cracking the eggs and using his little red whisk that I bought him. I'm mixing the rest of the pumpkin pie filling, and I actually had a lot left over from filling the pies. So I decided to make pumpkin muffins, and they turned out pretty good. I am not a fan of pumpkin pie myself. I only make it for my family. But I do like pumpkin muffins, and they were really good. Okay, we've got the pumpkin pies in the oven. They cook for a really long time, and you are witnessing a master juggler here. No, I'm just kidding. But I do enjoy juggling. I'm obviously an amateur. I can get up to 3. Beyond that, no. I just drop them everywhere. So what I'm making next is cranberry sauce. I'm making 2 batches, one just regular with cranberries and a simple syrup, and the other one is cranberries with orange zest and oranges in it. It adds that extra tartness, and I just like the contrasting flavors, and it's pretty popular in my household as well. So we just moved here about 3 months ago, and I couldn't find my orange juice squeezer. So I had to improvise, and I used a sieve and a double-sided measuring spoon. It worked really well, actually. So I had to press the smaller side into the oranges to extract the juice. If I used the larger side, it was too flimsy and didn't get the right amount of pressure. And as you can see, my older son is in here trying to talk about what's going on in the background behind the scenes, and of course he has to have some of the orange as well. You'll notice that I have a checkboard and I'm checking off things on my checklist. So I actually created a Thanksgiving Day prep checklist. You can check out the video. I'll place that in the cards as well. I don't have a link where you can customize it yourself. It's really just showing you how easy it is to create it in Canva. And I'm telling you, it helps keep you on track. I was not stressed at all this year. I actually prepped some on Wednesday and then the rest on Thursday, and it was a huge lifesaver. So I bake my turkey in an oven bag. I've done that for probably about 12 years, and I swear by it. So you'll see me coating the bag with flour, and generally when you cook the turkey in the oven bag, you actually don't have to baste it, but I still baste mine almost every hour, once an hour, every hour, and it becomes really moist and retains a lot of heat, and it just falls off the bone. I mean, it was so moist that my husband, when he was carving it, he really couldn't even carve it. He just cut into it and it just fell off, and it was reduced to a pile of bones for the broth. So it was perfect for that. And I just wanted to comment on this turkey. So I bought a Jennie-O turkey this year. I've never bought a Jennie-O turkey before, but I will continue to for the foreseeable future, because they made it so easy to get the gizzards and the neck out of the turkey. They actually had this packet that you could add to make gravy at the front of the cavity, and they also had the neck and the gizzards neatly packaged. So I didn't have to dig through a frozen turkey and try to fight with it, and also put it under warm water and try to melt it. So I have two autoimmune disorders, and one of those causes Raynaud's, and the Raynaud's is getting worse and worse. And so the less time that I have to spend touching this freezing cold bird, the better. So if you haven't tried Jennie-O turkey, I suggest it. This year I did something different, and I prepped my turkey on Wednesday night, and that was a game changer. So I stuck a cube of butter in the cavity, and then I cut up another cube of butter, and I poured all my herbs on the turkey, basically creating like a rub, and just stuck it in the fridge overnight. And then I popped it in the oven at 4:30 in the morning on Thursday, and I think I will do that every year going forward, because it just cut down on the amount of things that I had to do on Thursday. And actually, on my checklist, I had a Wednesday prep and Thursday, so that I didn't have to stress, and I could make mashed potatoes and certain things on Thursday and prep the turkey on Wednesday, make the cranberry sauce, the pumpkin pie. So it was so easy this year, and I was so prepared. I had all my ingredients out on the counter. Every time I switched tasks, I, of course, cleaned the bowls, scrubbed the counter, and then took the things out. So before I got the turkey, I got the bag, the flour, the spices, and everything. So leave comments and let me know how you prepare your turkey and how your Thanksgiving went. And thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.